So do we switch the, how do you want to do this? Do you want the Magnus to match up against the Omni and then have the Lesh mid against the Razor mid?
This tech camp is kind of being a thorn in the side for Gambit in the safe lane here.
Yeah, Geekfan's been able to hold the lane in a very nice position with those constant pulls to the side. And now Vampire, he's tried to step forward to interrupt this, but he's caught in the kinetic field. Thunder strikes out on him. That's going to be your first blood. As Geekfam, they're just lane control down is a little too much for Gambit's dual lane to deal with at the moment.
Incredible abuse of that camp. Meanwhile, we see Dubu going down top, but what happens bottom is they keep forcing the creeps to be pulled into the creep camp, and they have to walk up there. So as long as you can control them with stuff like kinetic field, even just the overgrowth, the glimpses out of position, I think it's enough to punish the heroes they're going against. So some games, lack of hard disable can be much more costly than others, and I don't think this is one of those games.
Oh, Vampire. Could be a second time he's taken down here. Zephyr slowly right-clicks him out of the lane. He was able to get over and grab the bounty ring, at least tiny, but a second death throw him down on this bottom.
Yeah, this is not quite the start that Gambit's looking for. I said that already, but there's really no kill potential in any of the lanes for this Tiny. The Razor is just too dominant.
Oh, here we go. Maybe they can get something done here. As soon as Vampire's back in the game, he's going to look to move towards the top lane and get aggressive with FNG and Shashlo surrounding Raven, and they'll bring him down. Raven will fall. Vampire may have gone down those 2 times bottom, but he's quick to read the situation and go somewhere where he can make some action happen.
Really good movement from him. As I said there, I didn't really see any kill potential in these lanes, but tossing the Granite Golem onto the Drow, that's definitely a way to set up a kill. Zephyr now being even more of an annoyance. Tossed back on the tree as well. He's pretty tanky. Also hard to chase him through this grass, but
they've got FNG wrap around. Yeah. Mud Golems are ready to start chucking some stones at him. And Gambit, yeah, as you say, they were falling a little bit behind in these lanes in terms of farm, just a few CS, very close, but now able to read a position to get back in. And whoa,
just
mid lane
solo killed in the mid lane. I'm assuming that's to the RP, which is
look at this top lane. They're just diving past tier 1's Gambit. They've turned it up right now. It may have been a little slow start for the first few minutes, but now Gambit bringing the heat.
What did I say in the draft, right? Drow's just going to get ran at, and they're doing such a good job of doing just that. I was really concerned about the slow start they had, but wow. Just because it is his job to, I think it's more important that he slows down the opponent than to accelerate his game. He needs to make as much time for the Drow as possible.
Oh, mid lane Carl
again, man,
is in trouble. Vampire makes the rotation. Zephyr not quite there in time to provide any sort of safety for his Razor. As Gambit from that top lane down to the mid there, they're looking bloodthirsty.
He can just chill and farm. He's going to get recalled by Chen. He can always just TP to base, kind of have his own pseudo bots. I think I even saw him queuing up the Boots of Travel. So he's just playing for the efficiency game. The fact that he can itemize in a way that isn't defensive is really useful for his efficiency. Looking to take a fight bottom.
And Geekfam's got numbers here. They could try and fight this. Shashlo's leading him with the Primal Split very aggressively. Carl's going to go for the link onto Dream. Dream's able to step outside of the Static Storm, but the Thunder Strike's bringing him low. Kuku's going to attempt to stay on top of the Lesh. The Thunderstrike will end. Dream is running as fast as he can. Kuku is able to slowly close the gap with that DJ Aura and a Purification Nuke. Kuku will take the kill.
That was a very sloppy execution by Gambit. They're just like haphazardly taking this, not expecting that many heroes from Geek Fam. Kuku TP's in the mid lane, gets immediately RP'd, skewered into the Tiny, but he tosses the mag instead of the Tiny, or instead of the Omni Knight, excuse me, but works out nonetheless, and that might be a tower for them all as well.
I'm going to TP Carl into this lane, but he's not going to be around before the tower falls. He'll go straight away onto GPK, but GPK's good to kind of turn, pull him in a bit with the shockwave. He's got the with the echo, the avalanche too. Carl's in trouble. Toss roll from Vampire. Carl, he's just going to straight up dive. There really one more touch. There it is. Vampire beats him down. Not the TP that Carl should have been going for there. Over ambitious, trying to link this
one at a time chain feed. Reminiscent of the pub Dodo you and I'm sure are used to seeing.
So that's the problem as well from Geek Fam. Yes, they got the carry kill down bottom. They weren't even able to take the tier 1 tower. Still Gambit yet to lose a tower themselves. And the aggression is still there. Vampire tosses back Zephyr, drop down the Static Storm. It is going to allow him to get away from them, stay alive for now. Now Geek Fam can try and turn. They've got the vision for the glimpse back. Tiny's in trouble. He's dead. Geek Fam will get Vampire once more, and they're TPing over aggressively. Carl wants to keep this chase on. See if he can keep on top of FNG. FNG slowed down by the advances, and Raven from the sidelines shoots him down with a multi-shot. Geek Fam will punish Gambit this time with 2 deaths for coming over to their side of the map.
while on the opposing side, Geek Fam probably needs at least 3 heroes to get a kill, and those need to be specific heroes like the Disruptor, as well as the Tree. Otherwise, it's much easier to read from the Geek Fam.
They're going to try for the setup here. Vampire moves in, gets the range, the toss back straight into RP. No messing around. They know that Cuckoo, he is the high-value kill. Cuckoo will still stay alive for a little bit longer, though. With the use of the GA, the Heavenly Grace, TPs are coming in. Can Gambit actually finish this kill off? Another avalanche, another toss back into the army that FNG has commanded to kill him. They get that kill. It takes them a lot of work, but it's a high value one. All 3 of Geek Fam's cores pretty much evenly in a good position. Grab back here on Shashlo. They're trying to kill him off through the static storm. Do they quite have the damage to do so? They'll use the ult off Dubu to hold him in place, but it's not enough damage. Shashlo is fine, and now Gambit can turn. GPK skewers in, beats down the tree. Geek Fam cannot quite get the kills they need and continue to just sort of, as you say, they're sort of all over the place. I mean, look at the level difference, for instance. He's level 16 at the moment on the Magnus. Yeah, on the other side, Cuckoo level 12 on that offlane Omni, and this is Cuckoo. He had a very easy start, right? He had pretty much the solo lane. He was getting a lot of farm. Now he's going to continue to be bullied. Gambit with the full 5 of them. They want to take the Omni out of any potential team fight that Geek Fam could put together. He takes a long time to bring down. Another purification heal helps him out that little bit, but so much damage is being pumped out by Dream. He cannot stay alive. The GA in vain, as it does nothing at all.
The Brewmaster against the glimpse on mid doesn't really matter that much, but I'm also scared that he just dies to the physical damage of the mag, and you also have the disable from RP that goes through BKB, but so by no means is this a get out of jail free card with the BKB.
They are getting some objectives themselves now, though. Geek Fam, they've managed to take the middle tier 1 and the top 1. Bit of a short glimpse, but here's the blink reveal from XS Vampire. He's going to go jump straight into them. Straight into a bit of a disaster, though. As the Static Storms drop down, as well as Raven turning with a multi-shot. They'll kill off XS Vampire. Shashlo's still trying to make something happen with the Primal Split. The rest of Gambit watching from the sidelines, seeing if they can get in somehow by the tier 2, but it seems indeed a little too hard to do so now, because Geek Fam, they've got time to prepare, and they may just catch Shashlo as well here. The vision's granted by Dubu. Dragged back, he'll go straight for the TP out. He knows there's no stuns, but it doesn't matter. Dubu pops the ult, they've got the damage anyway, as Shashlo will not be able to escape.
By no means is this game all Gambit late.
No, for sure. I mean, because this is the thing, right? We're talking about the difficulties for Geek Fam. Sure, they made a few sort of awkward plays at the start, but overall, it's just the fact of their heroes. It's a very hard game for Geek Fam to win, but they can do it because of how well we've seen them play in later portions of the games.
Brewmaster dying bottom as well again. The tower is getting defended, but they just do so much damage, so many auras. I don't know if he's setting up for his team here. He has to live.
He's going right to the 4 of them. They do have Raven. The rest of the team is turning up. The wraparound for K with the BKB. GPK is going to pop the BKB in the RP. He's taken out Cuckoo. He's taken down Zephyr as well. But Carl, he's still kind of good to go with the BKB up. FNG and Vampire. Vampire will toss FNG out to the side to save him. It will cost Vampire his life, and maybe FNG can even get out of it. The plasma field won't quite reach him. So FNG will be able to escape, but each of these fights, looking a little more scrappy for Gambit.
I think that's really the only thing I can see here. Maybe they just think they're stronger as 5 and they just need to get something done.
So if Geek Fam can do anything about this, they do smoke up. They are going to have time to get over towards the pit. Can they strike before Roshan falls? It's down to half health. It's not the quickest of Roshan, so they are going to have time to head in for the fight. Straight up, Carl is thrown up into the air. Shashlo, no hesitation as he commits for the Primal Split and starts to turn towards the Razor. But Carl, he's tanking. He's still got his BKB ready to utilize if he feels threatened. Gambit posturing outside of the pit. X-Vampire is going to jump in. Immediate BKB. They just rip through the tiny. The rest of Gambit, they've got to get out of it. Shashlo's Primal Split's going to end, and Geek Fam, they're going to look to run them down. Static links onto Shashlo, the overgrowth here, holding them all down. They'll bring down the Brewmaster. Geek Fam, they're ready to try and kill them all. GPK has to pop the BKB and skewer away. Glimpse back on Dream. It's 3 kills for Geek Fam as Gambit are bullied away from the pit. I mean, you were starting to say it yourself when they were going for that race. You're like, what do they see here? It was not going to be an easy play. They were never going to do it that quickly, and Geek Fam, they punish it perfectly.
Yeah, I think Gambit getting a little panic mode right now. I don't know, obviously they can't see if they were up in net worth or not, but Mag is against a bunch of ranged heroes and an Omni Knight. Like, by no means is RP cleave like a strong mechanic as this game goes late, and I honestly don't know if Gambit can win this game at this point. Like I'm almost like as doubtful for them as I was for Geek Fam like 10 minutes ago. But Geek Fam's proven they can play these lineups
I mean,
so well.
GPK, he's just dead here, right? Unless Dream could do something crazy.
He's so tanky though.
Raven, he's not got the multi shot quite back up yet, so GPK will manage to live.
Meanwhile, though,
but he loses his carry for it. Dream came in to try and help out. He ends up dying. It's a 2K lead now for Geek Fam, and it really does seem like that. Those sort of early game movements that we were so impressed from Gambit, that's just all but a bit of history now. As Geek Fam have taken entire control.
As Gambit, monster.
They're crumbling.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a 1v2. And Carl just showing them who's the real boss here.
And he's just really falling back into sort of being a third support this game for Gambit, as he has no net worth to show. Even in those last fights, sure, sometimes you say he's a brew, he's still going to be able to get a lot done with the primal split, but with the damage that Geek Fam have, they can deal with the split. That fight around the pit, Shashlo tried to get something started, but he had no presence at all. They were not scared of the primal split one bit.
I underestimated Geek Fam and their ability to play this lineup, but once again, man, Gambit is just getting torn apart at this stage.
Starting Storm's gonna be down. GPK tries for the RP, but a quick gust from Raven knocks him back. They'll turn and start beating into this poor old Magnus who's falling low. He goes for an RP onto nothing at all. GPK's out. Dream is as well. I mean, it's just falling to pieces. They may even just call GG. This is one of those games. They do call GG. They're just done. I don't know what's happening in the comms here for Gambit. They had a decent start, but Geek Fam, they just broke them. And this is game one. They've got to hold more series. They've got to complete the series. But if you're starting off game one of a best of three like that, you can't feel very hopeful at all for Gambit. Geek Fam they smashed them.
Manta Diffusal, all of a sudden, I don't care what Gambit's advantage is, team fights are somewhat equalized. Once you get to the Butterfly Heart, all of a sudden you just really can't deal with a Nog at all.
But he's doing a good job of harassing it, though, so it doesn't matter if you have a DD if you can't hit the creeps.
They're getting a couple of side blade connections there, and another one. Carl's got to be careful.
Butt clenched.
He's hanging back. Should have some more regen coming out on that courier for him in the mid lane. Carl is, he's got the south. He's into the shadows and he's salving up. He will be fine.
Is there turn potential here? He has a support TPing with the Batrider. Got the DD. Oh, the Melt Strike level up. Well played by GPK.
He just gets in under the tower, gets the kill.
Nice TP as well.
I mean, that was Carl. He just got side bladed a few too many times there.
Yes, so he can just control the entire mid part of the map, kind of similar to a Broodmother in the sense that they're just able to invade your side of the map without being able to be gankable this early in the game.
Down bottom.
Orb of Venom plus the Lich Shield.
I mean, the side lanes, obviously, whilst we've been sort of watching all that clanning around in the mid lane, side lanes are still going solid for Geek Fam, right? You have free farm here for Raven, also a free courier as he just wraps around the tower, takes down Shashlo's courier here. They do have the three of them. They might be able to set up kills. Gambit have TP'd in backup if the fight does kick off. FNG doesn't get a chance, though. Raven rips him apart here with the illusions as Raven's game continues to have an absolutely brilliant start.
This is good by Geek Fam. As I was saying, you don't want to try to help cores that are not helpable. In this lane, this is the one at the advantage. This is the one lane you're really winning. The one lane you can actually punish. The one lane I was concerned about in the draft from the Beastmaster against the Naga Siren Batrider. I will say they picked this Beastmaster hero knowing it wasn't going to have a good lane, so they wanted something that synergized well with their lineup.
You know, this is going to be a game that the Naga Siren can take away with herself.
Yesterday, we did see Naga unable to carry against a hero like Alchemist, which is just tough. Alchemist, Viper, these heroes that are hard to fight into. But this game, they don't have those type of heroes on Gambit. As they go on Cuckoo in the bottom lane, tosses them into the Slark, still has the pounce, holding onto it as long as he can. Really good patience from Dream. Does get the permanent agility as well. So that's the reason why I don't like Legion against Slark anymore. It used to be a counter because you got the Blade Mail, you dueled them up. The Phase Boots movement speed active will be quite useful for chasing these heroes down. Does have the Broom Handle, which is quite nice for a hero like Slark, but I am just concerned about the timing against the Naga, but if they can just do this and pick on everyone else, this is what I'm concerned about. Is I was talking about why Ember Spear needed to make space for Naga. The problem is Naga does not make space for other people.
They're sort of giving no attention to where the Naga is. Finally, GPK will come down and start to clear out this wave, but Raven's farm it continues to just be on fire. He's staying at the top, despite like GPK's incredible start in that mid lane. Top lane, Cuckoo, they're diving in for him. TPs are going to come forth. They're going to try and turn this one around, Geek Fam, maybe, but can they do
Okay,
it?
the song is out.
Let's see what the setup is there. It's Raven, who's he going to go for first? Who's the target?
You're 4v5 right now.
See what they can have here. Jump forward from Carl. He's going to go for the slight play onto FNG. They found one. There's the net. Raven's got the control on Vampire. Vampire getting taken apart by the illusions. The knockback, flame break onto Shashlo. Geek Fam, they'll get 3. Raven reads the situation perfectly, comes in, cleans up. His game just gets better and better.
I just can't believe how well Geek Fam was able to recover after the nightmare that mid lane was. The top lane going as poorly as it did for Gambit was my concern in their draft, and it just shows like the momentum they lost because of that has really opened up the map for Geek Fam, and now it's basically an even game going into the 20-minute bounties as well as the outpost. We might see an engagement here. Looking at Carl, they do have a lot of burst damage, but they choose to go for the Legion instead. Misses the toss back roar onto Cuckoo.
Only gets it onto the creep. Dream will turn, see if we can finish the Legion off in time. Cuckoo will go down. A buyback straight away from Dubu as he wants to get back and involved in the fight. Raven, you could see the Naga Siren, she just gets on top of whoever she wants and they cannot escape her.
They can't touch her because they have so much counter initiation from Geek Fam with the saves as well as just the backline damage dealers. So if you focus the Naga, by the time she's dead, oh, this is a huge kill if they can get it, but they burn all of his mana. I was wondering, I'm like, they missed the pounce in order to get close, but they do burn all of his mana in the meantime. I was going to say they lack the ability to kill Ember super easily, but when they have 2 or 3 heroes on Gambit, he will die because of the Sinister Gaze from Lich.
See what they can do here. Oh, Raven.
No ult.
I mean, no mana on Dream. That's the mana gone. Raven just turns. He's killing off the slot. Dream's trying to run. Can he get away? The Frost Shield will help him a little bit, but the root's out. Raven cannot quite reach him, so it's get dragged about, but it doesn't matter. Zephyr nukes down Dream with the Fade Bolt. They just can't touch the Naga Siren. They brought 3 heroes here to try and deal with the 2 of Geek Fam.
He is forced to go for a BKB on Slark. I don't know how I feel about this SNY, to be honest with you, just because it doesn't really... I would have either preferred Ags or the BKB. Kind of a bit of an all-around item. They are just going to try to blitzkrieg this down. They are scanned out, though. They know. It's so fast, though. If they get sleep, though, they're going to... I mean...
They're not getting there in time.
BKB on TA to secure it.
No messing around. They'll take the roast. They'll get themselves...
They're going to see the BKB, though. They might try to fight.
See if they can do it. It blinks out. GPK's away. Raven doesn't want to try and commit yet with the song. The BKB now wears off.
They want to chase. They're anxious. No blink on... Oh, he does have the blink.
He just picked it up. Just got it before this Roche play. He's going to jump forward, look for GPK. GPK's going to turn towards Dubu. The Chain Frost is out. They'll kill him off. Can they get GPK even the once? The Frost Shield's there to protect him. And they'll turn for Raven. Raven's been tossed back. He's trying to get the song off. We'll find it. It's going to be a song and a TP away for the rest of Geek families. They'll make sure they don't lose anything more than just Dubu.
If they win one big fight on the side of Geek Fam in the next 10 minutes, I think their lineup could be heavily favored going into the late game, but this is the time where Gambit really decides whether or not they win. I know that sounds like a weird thing, but I feel like this game's going to be decided. This is an Aegis, so this will be a good prog of the Aegis if they can get it. Nice. Didn't get the dual win, but still huge. No one Gambit beside. They're nowhere near.
He's got a BKB, and he has got the blink, and it will save him.
I really don't know the dynamic of why he's doing this. He was very farmed last game. He's very farmed this game. But last game, it clearly amounted to nothing. Will it be enough this game?
You can see it in the numbers, right? He's making his team do so much. He's 3-0-2. He's only been involved in 5 of the 13 kills that Gambit has, despite him being the sort of the real powerhouse for Gambit at the moment. They do get the jump on Carl, a quick play, catches out the Ember. Man.
They were waiting for him right there forever, and I mean...
Well, they know that at least Shashlo was a little bit far away from the team, but he's able to get back towards the rest of them, so Geek Fam not able to quite start the fight that they were hunting for, as Gambit are positioned here on their side of the map.
Oddly enough, instead of Gambit trying to overtake the top half, it seems like Geek Fam now trying to take over the bottom half.
And Raven's going to look for the wraparound to start something off here. He's going to go straight away for the easier kills. FNG doesn't stand a chance. Immediately taking out Cuckoo. He's gone for the dual control there onto Dream, but Dream did get the BKB out. Dubu, the follow-up lasso. The BKB is still good for Dream, keeping him alive. A buyback comes out. straight away from Cuckoo. He wants to get back in and involve Raven with the song. It's a song and is sort of just creating the distance. They don't want to try and fight this now, being without Dubu and being the fact that Cuckoo had to use the buyback here. They've got the control. Vampire tosses back Raven. Do they have the damage though? This Naga Siren is so big right now. He's in fact, Raven, he realizes Raven could turn. Dream jumps in. Dream is dead. Vampire's gone. And you can see it, they just don't have an answer for Raven. He could just charge in with the rest of his team, take them apart piece by piece. GPK is dead as well.
This GPK item build, I am not a fan. That's cheap to stick.
But you can trust in him to just win the game for you.
Yeah, he seems like a game winner.
He absolutely will be that sort of objective, that man you have to protect. He'll do it. He's not going to slip up. He hasn't died this game.
Going for the reach around. But I really like how the Geek Fam side's positioned, but Legion may still go down. Does he have buyback? That's the big question.
He brought back for the last fight. So 90 seconds, no Cuckoo. Raven's going to start to go to work. He's found Shashlo. Shashlo had the Naga. Can they solo Raven out? Turns here, GPK use the Hex onto Zephyr. Zephyr's got 2 dead on Geek Fam. Raven using the song, wants to back off. They're 3 against 5. Say, whoa, okay, the illusions will do it. Does mean that Dubu goes down as well, so Raven at least able to pick up something, but overall, Gambit back to getting on top of the fight. Buybacks are coming out. They know Roche is there. They want to make sure that Gambit doesn't get away with taking Roche on top of winning the team fight. The net's out onto Vampire. A bit of a poke from Carl. The illusions are being sent in by Raven. Telekinesis drags Vampire back into the clutches of the Naga Siren. Another kill for Raven as they now push Gambit back away from the Roche pit despite losing the initial fight.
As I said, as long as Raven is not 100% isolated, the backline threats, the disables, the damage coming out from the rest of Geek Fam, you cannot focus this guy unless it's quick. He's actually pretty farm for a Lich. That Philosopher's Stone is paying dividends on him.
I mean, just look at this, bottom lane, Raven's just pushing out on his own. He feels that confident. They're going to try and make a go on him. He's got the cheese, pops it back up to full. And look, it's more than enough time for Gambit to get across and look to help him out. Raven, he gets the soul up, but the BKBs are there. Can they kill it? They can. They finally get the Naga Siren. They kill Raven for the first time this game. They'll get Dubu as well. Zephyr tries for the TP out, will make it. But Gambit, they'll get 1, they'll get 2, they'll get 3. Cuckoo gone as well. GPK
those are all
finally
buybacks
having
too.
The impact that they need.
Legion no buyback. Batrider just bought back. So they just all out committed. If they can't see anything, even if he's alone, which is why he's playing that way, I have to believe. If they can't see anything, they're not going to go on him.
Oh, this is painful. This is so painful for Geek Fam.
So much damage, man. Backdoor. What is that?
Carl, he's going to get tossed back. He has got a rent.
He can't do anything.
He silenced Carl, dragged back the Sinister Games from FNG. Carl's down the once.
They have to be careful. Everyone on the side of Geek Fam is responding, except for the Naga and 20.
They're going to do it a second time. Jump forward. There's the Hex coming in. As Carl is dead for 85. And that one misplay for you gotta feel bad for the guy. He's been playing his heart out the whole match. That one mistake, it's just cost his team the middle racks.
That hero just does not represent the same thing this game because he just dies so quickly to the damage of Gambit. Slark does not die that quickly to Geek Fam. Both teams smoked up.
Soon makes the jump, Dubu. He's going to get the initial to jump onto GPK. Is there any follow-up though? It doesn't look like it. Dubu will go down. Dream does put the BKB rather early. He's going to look to try and fight under the cover of it, moving in with the Shadow Dance, turns towards Raven and his illusions. Won't be able to quite find the real one as Raven backs off. Both teams losing a support. Maybe Gambit losing another here as Vampire trapped by the root. They've got the duel. Vampire's gone. Double kill for Raven. Geek Fam back to taking the fights on their terms. 2 dead on Gambit.
It also gave splash to ranged heroes, so not only was it like...
Oh yeah, it did. I remember, yeah,
so
the range, yeah, effect, yeah. Oh yeah. Well, there was a lot of busted stuff at that initial patch.
Yeah, they've done a good job of fixing it, but both teams smoked up again.
Dream up the mark. Shaq's going to go for the raw. It's Dubu. Dubu tried to go in for an initiation with the lasso, but Shashlo was that little quicker to react, pops the raw. I've seen this a few times. You know, Dubu's trying to start off fights. He never gets out of it alive, okay?
Nice toss.
How to use the BKB here, jumps in, tries to grab that arcane, but Vampire's able to pick it up in time. Green though on the back lines. What was he doing? He tried to start a fight in a totally different dimension, and Raven says no.
Nice tip. That's a value tip right there. I guess he wasn't afraid because the Batrider's dead, but you still have instant disables from the Rubik as well as the BKB piercing disable from Legion. So by no means should you feel that powerful.
This could be the Roche opening. No, carry down.
He has to buy back on Stark. You cannot give this up. So much mobility coming out from the Rubik, even a 4-step on the Legion.
Raven with the micro, he's kept the illusions on FNG the entire time. So they've had vision to set up for another kill. Now the buyback comes out from Dream.
Okay.
They do get Zephyr, the second buyback.
Oh.
FNG ready to join the fray, but Raven's got their song ready to go. It'll be a song and a reset. Geek fam getting back up to the high ground. We'll see how they want to try and poke at this. Song ends, immediate BKB.
What?
Dream is terrified of there being a further jump, but there wasn't. So now his BKB, it's gone.
Yeah, the dual threat. Even if he gets dueled, he had the BKB before he got dueled.
That's one way to deal with the illusions.
That is one way. I like the way FMG has been playing on Lich. Whenever he gets caught, he just like no hesitation chucks his ult out, making sure he gets all of his spells off before he dies. The agility Van Brace on Tiny.
Oh, Raven's pushing in. Gambit, they're looking for the wraparound. GPK, can he set something up? He's going to start pulling the creep wave in. He's going to be the one jumped on first. The telekinesis, he's losing health. He's down to half. He's popped them out. Turns to Raven. Raven's the focus, but Raven, he's too big to deal with. The roar comes out for Shashto, but Raven keeps the army moving forward. Can't commit with the BKB. They've taken down GPK. They've taken down XS Vampire. Both buying back immediately. The song.
No BKB, no ult.
They surround Dream. Dream's in trouble. He needs help, and he needs it now. Gambit, watch for the sidelines. Cuckoo tries to jump in. He'll jump into his death. Zephyr falls. Cuckoo buys back. Zephyr does not have buyback himself. Gambit, they surround Raven, but still Raven is just full HP. Shashro trying to walk away under the cover of Imbus.
GPK
have
back.
Vision. GPK's in the river. Refraction won't save him. GPK dead for 2 minutes, and Dream, he's out of mana. The root there for Raven. They net him down.
Wow.
Dream is dead as well. 2 cores dead for 2 minutes. Geek fam should be able to easily clean up the mid lane. Probably the game, almost certainly the series. As Gambit, they cannot fight back with these 3 heroes they have in the game.
Are short of gold. This is cooldowns. They both used it there, stunting their progression into the late game, even if they do last long enough.
Anyway, they can buy a minute.
That
I don't think Gambit
could
can.
be game changing.
They did cut the creep wave. Vampire got in and he shut down the mid creep wave.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was the Vampire there.
So that's going to slow it down a little.
Wait, what?
That little creep skip, I mean, it's enough that they're backing off.
I don't want to get ahead of myself here. I just said Gambit losing 2-0, but...
I really thought, I mean, you know, it's 48 minutes in. Both cores were dead for 2 minutes.
Is this an Ags or a Refresher Shard Roshan? We're going to find out. Like I said, we're going to find out. Roshan going down. Very nice studio, as we've seen numerous times. I guess TA and Slark are kind of relatively low armor cores. What's the go?
A little bit of all chat here from Dubu.
Oh,
just giving away the timings.
Reminding Gambit of when their buybacks are back up.
And let's see if Gambit can keep Geek fam off these racks. The illusions are slowly doing it, but the repair kit, I believe that's yeah, it was the last one, wasn't it? It's going to slow him down just enough to keep the melee racks alive for a little bit longer. In a pub kit, but only one. And I have not played any.
I have not seen any of them. I've literally not witnessed them other than in like highlight videos you see on Reddit.
But you know what we have had? We have had a lot of games to get to 55 minutes. We talk about it, and it never happens. Oh, Carl. He's hexed. Is there any safe? Cuckoo's trying to get in. BKB will be popped by Carl. He's able to jump away the remnants. GPK and Dream, they're both committing their own BKBs, turning towards Dubu. Dubu gets over the trees, but Dream pounces in. Dubu's gone. Another death for the Batrider. See Gambit sort of
they have to get the hell out of here.
Carefully. Without their BKBs, they are vulnerable. K tries for the connection with the sleight of fist, but he won't find the targets. As Gambit, they're able to make sure they escape.
Wow. And that's really the only reason that Ember lived. And a bit of miscommunication from Gambit, but by no means is that easy execution this late in the game.
Look at this current gold on everyone. Everyone's just saving. Everyone's got so much money.
Invest in the future.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of money. He just brought the rapier. So we'll see. If they get that jump, his hex into the hard hits with that rapier, that'll do it. And of course, rapier, nowadays, very nice. Gives you that true strike against the butterfly.
I forgot about that. You're right. And maybe he'll even drop the MKB because of that.
Vampire?
No toss target didn't need required here. He does have Eon Disc, though.
See if they can kill him. Dream's in. Cuckoo, he's got Raven. Could he do anything to help? He cannot.
Okay.
Sure, they've been killing Duba a few times. That's been whatever. But now they get a core. Cuckoo's gone for 2 minutes. This gives a good amount of breathing room for Gambit to get their lanes back in a good position. Everyone's got a buyback pretty much. Yeah, they have now. This is what I like to see. You know that both teams, they're going to be comfortable finding a fight because they've got something to fall back on. Gambit's getting outside and maybe for the first time in what feels like probably like the last 20 minutes, get over onto Geek Fam's half of the map. Toss back. Still a bit of time to play. Raven.
Oh, the song.
He's got the save. The slide up to the high ground. Dubu will live. They're going to try and fight this. Carl, he's jumping in. He wants to get the fight going. BKB's popped. He's trying to stay on top of FNG. A defensive remnant will be thrown back. Silence onto FNG. The Lich is left behind.
Does have buyback. Roche is going to be spawning soon. I believe it's in the window now.
I mean, maybe, yeah, why not Dubu? I guess Dubu's been dying a lot. But if he gets like that multi-man and that
Maybe
lasso
he
up,
won't die if he has the confidence of the X.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
we'll see. But they're still looking to make, oh, Vampire. Or he was trying to cut the creep wave. But Geek Fam, they were prepared. They were ready to turn and jump on him. You could see what he was trying to do. When he did it before, it did keep them in the game, but this time, making that move, when Geek Fam, they were right by him. Oh, you see those hero damages again, thanks to good old Gosu AI, 31.4k done by Dream.
That's pretty underwhelming, 60 minutes into the game.
Yeah. 60-minute mark.
Oh, Ember hits level 30. I like it. I've never actually seen that in a pro match where it lights up all the...
It's very satisfying, isn't it? Just seeing the whole thing filled up.
So this is like my Christmas tree.
Dream's having to put the BKB very early on here. Still 70 seconds before they get the lasso. Jump in for Doobie. Does get trapped out by the Citizen Gaze. Dream's in trouble. He's hexed up. He's dead.
Does have buyback. Tiny already does buyback. They have to be careful. GBK is the grand prize here. He already has that rapier up.
It's close to 30. Did the 30 do much for TA?
Refraction charges.
Yeah. He's going to need a lot of them. Should be an easy rush for Geek Fam. They have the map control with those deaths and Gambit just having to hold back on the high ground. This will be the Aegis and the Refresher shot.
Ags maybe up on Naga here? I don't know. I don't think you give it to Naga because he's just going to buy Rubik. Okay, good.
Oh, did the Rubik not have one yet? He didn't have one.
Yeah, Rubik did not have one, so he now has one. That's pretty big. Oh, yeah, that all the supports, we were talking about how like both teams are trying to focus the supports. All the supports have such funky items. Even the Legion has like Force Staff, Ghost Scepter, Eon Disc. Very odd items, but when you really think about how the game needs to be played for both teams, it does make a lot of sense.
That's the second full set of racks taken away from Gambit by Geek Fam. They're playing confident. They know the Gambit. 3 of their buybacks have already been used. Jumping onto K. Can they kill Carl? He's dragged in, hexed, and killed off the Watch. On the backlines, the roars down to Cuckoo, but the Eon Disc keeps him safe. They'll try and focus Carl a second time, but the BKB and the song from Raven allows Geek Fam to now look to get in position themselves. Dream will be able to pounce back before they can make a commitment after the song ends. So Dream will survive. Jumping onto FNG. Dubu's in, commits with a lasso, gets the kill. Dubu will not lose his life. The E-Blade save. Dubu's going to be able to get out of there. But Raven, he's charging in. The dual shoes. They've caught Dream. Dream is dead without buyback. They're down to the last 3 here, Gambit, as Geek Fam push to the leg. GG is called. And Gambit lose this second game. They lose the series. Geek Fam. It was a long one, that second game. They tried their best, Gambit, but overall, it was just too much. The start that Geek Fam had. Raven, pretty much 99% of this game, he played it perfectly. This Naga Siren was far too much for them to deal with. And then at the end of the game, 60 minutes in, the whole team, the full 5 of Geek Fam, it was just too overwhelming for Gambit. They just didn't have the means to deal with the team fight.